Good evening, everyone. This is Pete W signing in for another streaming of the Delta Pace Racing League Division 2 League. Today, round 4, we are at Italy at the Track of Speed Monza, one of my personal favourites, and I'm sure a lot of the other drivers here. So I'm just going to get a few things set up to do with the stream, and I will be back with you guys in a couple of minutes. Okay, everyone, I am back. Thanks very much for that. So going into the race, I'm looking at the league table, and we can see Matt Chandler is currently in first place, having taken lead from Noah Ladd last week with his excellent first place finish at Montreal. Furkan moving up the standings. Brilliant race last week again in Canada. 18 or 19 possibly valuable points, which has taken him up to 4th in the league on 26 points. In between them, we've got Andre on 52 points second, and Noah Ladd on 50 points in third. Only 3 races in so far. This, like I said, is round 4 of the Delta Pace Racing League. I am Pete W, and I will be bringing you commentary for the next hour and a half. I want to say next hour and a half, yeah. Also, we have got, as always with Delta Pace, we have got a full qualifying. That's an 18, 15 and then 12-minute sessions, which will determine who go out, obviously, in first quali from 16th to 20th, second quali will be position 10th to 15th, and ultimately quali 3 for the pole position shootout. And then we will be followed by a 50% race distance, 26 laps of Monza, about a minute 23 a lap, with tyre wear and obviously a much heavier fuel load than in quali. What am I expecting today in quality in terms of the drivers? I think the pole sitters are going to be around about the high 118s, low 119s. Having just seen a practice session and participated in one, there were some very fast times. I think pole was about a 119 flat. So we're going to see. Hopefully I'm going to be having my friend Mitch join me later on to assist with the comms. It is going to be his debut experience, I believe, doing comms. So if he is able to join us, let's see. I'm sure he's going to be just as great as I am. So yeah, let's see how he does and give him a warm welcome. If you do hear him online, I will announce when he's here just to make sure that people can hear. Please remember, if you do have any comments or anything you'd like to talk about, I have got the chat open on my phone and I will be waiting for comments, which I will respond to as quickly as I possibly can. So we should be getting going relatively shortly. We have got 18 of the drivers in the lobby now, and I imagine we will be readying up within the next couple of minutes for the first set of qualifying. One thing I will be doing today, both in qualifying and at the end of the stream, is paying a little tribute to somebody who was one of my idols really when it comes to doing commentary. He is fantastic. His name was Murray Walker, OBE, for the British Empire, and he unfortunately passed away on Saturday at the age of 97 after illness. So Murray, obviously I know you can't hear this, but thank you very much for being such an influential figure in Formula One, doing his first comms in the 1960s, all the way up to for Formula One televised with the BBC up till his retirement in 2001. And even though 20 years later obviously the sport has moved on, you have not and will never be forgotten. So thank you for everything you gave this sport, for inspiring hundreds and thousands of us, I'm sure, to want to have a go at commentating. I know you're definitely my inspiration, so thank you. And like I said, hopefully the drivers we will see starting to ready up very shortly. So yep, drivers are now readying up and we will be good to go shortly for quali 1 at Monza, the circuit of speed as I like to call it. Once again guys, please feel free to give a like and subscribe to my channel, Pete W 1986. I am doing approximately 2 to 3 streams a week at the moment, so you will be able to tune in for my other streams and get updates when I am going live by subscribing to my channel. So if you want to subscribe, feel free to leave comments whenever you're ready, and we will shortly be getting going with our circuit of speed, the Italian Grand Prix qualifying one here for the Delta Pace Racing League. See, we got a few early watchers to the channel at the moment. We have got 3 people, as Mitch is just joining me now. Hey mate, can you hear me? So let's start to get some telemetry up. I'm gonna get track map on as well, always helps with regards to seeing how busy the track currently is. For our first drivers to head out for quali 1. Mitch, whenever you're ready, just let me know if you can hear me or not, and we'll do a sound check to make sure that you can be heard on the stream, okay? As we see one of the McLarens head out, JSE Brito heading out for an early lap.
Hi, Pete.
Hey Mitch, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad, yourself.
Sweet, yeah, I'm good. Have you Have you been able to update your settings as I showed you on Discord?
Settings are all as you got on Discord, so hopefully I'm going out to everyone.
Brilliant. Okay, so are you going to be running your own stream, or do you want to commentate off of mine?
I'll commentate off of yours.
Cool. I did send you an invite so you can get a different view as well. So then maybe we can run like so that you could one of us can be looking early in the front of the grid, another one in the middle, and then we could kind of work our way through the battles. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be quiet for a minute. I want you to take the reins with regards to speaking, and I'm going to see if I can hear you on the lobby, okay? Because I've got it up on my phone.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, mate. And by the way, your mic is quite low, so you might need to turn that up a bit. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know how it comes across on the stream, and I'll adjust it if need be.
No problem. Okay. One sec.
Just running on board of the McLaren at the moment. He's about to start the hot lap.
With regards to seeing how busy the track currently is.
He crosses the line on the soft tyres, so she's going to be a quick lap here.
Out with a quali one. Mitch, whenever you're ready, just let me know if you can hear me or not, and we'll do a sound check to make sure that you can be heard on the stream, okay? As we see
nice and tidy through there. Got a full grid of 20 cars running today. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars in the outlap now as well. 7 make that. .53 seconds through the second sector. Tidy lap so far. Not overly fast, but just warming up to the track. Nice and tight in on the final corner, accelerate out, just touched a bit on the edge. That's a 1:19.9 as the first lap that we've got in there. 20.8 for BJ ABO. Also Graham puts a 20.8 in as well. Two cars crossing the line together there.
Hey mate, so I watched the stream. I would say, yeah, if you can knock your volume up, we can hear you, but it is quite low. So if you knock your level up, I normally go around about medium, but I've got quite a loud voice, as you know. So like on the scale, I tend to go to the medium part. So if you want to turn it up a little bit, and
yeah, how's that for you now?
It's okay for me. I'm gonna switch back to the stream and see how it goes. Okay.
So we've got 5 cars currently separated by 1/100th of a second. If that's not some consistency, then I don't know what is.
Right, so yeah, it's a decent level, a little bit more I would say, and then I think we're going to be perfectly matched to one another. Obviously I don't want to drown you out on my big gob, so so yeah, I'd say just a little bit more.
Yeah, I
and
just got up 2 more clicks, so
that sounds a lot clearer to me, if I'm honest. So yeah, I mean, I could hear you on the stream, it wasn't like I couldn't hear you, but yeah. So let's see how it goes. I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. 5 drivers separate by 7,000ths of a second, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy. Oh, as we see our championship, well, our former championship leader, Noel Ladd, is going to be starting with a 5-place grid penalty because of a collision with Charles Sankino.
That's not what you want.
At Monza.
You've overtaken opportunities here at Italy, though, isn't there? So
there are, yeah. Obviously, it is the circuit speed. I was in a practice session earlier, and we had a little bit of an incident just around the corner now, where Excrim Hugo is going, turn 3, the fast right-hander. unfortunately got shut out trying to overtake on the inside, a bit cheeky, but yeah, so it is a place, there are lots of overtaking opportunities, a bit of a wide strain, and bam, yeah, you're out
Yeah, I
of it.
like
So
the DRS zones here. There's a lot of overtaking that can be done with those. So
definitely, I would definitely agree with you. So one thing I was saying earlier, I was involved in a practice session and looking at quality times. I think personally, I don't know about you, the fastest drivers were around about the low 120s. Obviously, we could see JFC Brito has already come in with a 119.9.
yeah,
what do you think?
I ran on board with him for that lap as well, and I think he can improve. He had a couple of shaky moments on that lap, so it puts him in good stead for the pole position if that's the benchmark time.
Wow. Okay. Brilliant. Well, what I'm gonna do. I'm now riding on board with Matt Chandler, our championship leader, after his great second place finish, as he invalidates his lap through power. Now this is Parabolica, isn't it? At the end of the second sector, start of the third sector. That is Parabolica, isn't it? The series of chicanes.
No, that's the Ascari, that is.
The Ascari. Cool. Okay.
Ascari,
Yeah.
Parabolica's the last corner. Turn 11.
This one. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Ascari and Parabolica. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I had a bit of an incident there earlier on in a practice session, and yeah, there were a few cars. There was one car who decided to park up at the end of Ascari, and then the rest of us tried avoiding him. Big surprise. A couple of us lost front wings. So
it's a tough enough track to part of the track to get round anyway.
yes.
With the back end of the exit, it can be a tricky one.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. So, and you're trying to the margin of error there is so little. Like, clip the curb a bit too much on the inside, you're invalid. Clip it on the outside, you're invalid. As we see, Gal 5504 didn't race last week at Canada, but is back this week in the Haas, spinning it on his fast lap. It looks like, yeah, I think that was his fast lap, and he spun it out of turn 6, I believe that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 10, 6. Yep. So who shall we follow? I think Furkan. How's he doing? I think he's not lapping at the moment. He's coming back in the pits, and Gal looks like he's having some serious problems with his tyres. Obviously, spin overheating them. So, have we got anyone actually on a fast lap at the moment? Just having a look. I don't think so.
No, Obliviate looks like he's running in lap. Well, he definitely isn't running that way then across that chicane.
I'm going to follow.
Looks like we've got Grezko. Grezko could be on a quick lap here.
Grezko. Let's have a look.
In the Ferrari.
Yes. Yep.
91.
Yep. Currently 16th. Grezko, where is he in the
Just
league?
come out the 2 Lesmos.
Oh no, I'm on board with him. I'm looking at the league table to see where he is. So Grezko hasn't actually picked up any points yet this season. We are on round 4. So we will see home Grand Prix for Ferrari. Let's see if he's able to do something with it.
9 tenths off in the second sector.
Okay.
But obviously that's 9 tenths off of Brito, who's already got himself about half a second gap to anybody else anyway. So
coming around the last corner, what's he going to set up here? It's definitely going to be an improvement. 3 tenths up. Passes Ryan Masanji, who's currently in the pits.
So he's safe for now as for Q1, but
yeah,
he's got a few cars behind him.
Exactly, and is he safe? Andre in 18th, who is just starting his fast lap. I'm going to follow on board with Andre. He is currently second in the championship with 52 points.
Let's see how he puts this lap together then.
Yeah.
Is it strict corner cutting that these guys run?
Yes, yep. Strict corner cutting throughout the race and throughout qualifying. Last week at Canada, I think there was one driver without a penalty for corner cutting. Obviously, Canada being quite technical with those chicanes.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be similar here, because one thing I've found about Italy is that the drivers will get, where it's a speed track, they kind of testosterone kicks in a bit, and you just want to go as fast as you can. Yeah, so I think especially around Ascari, we're going to see a lot of quite a few penalties, especially around Ascari. So I know that's where I tend to get them, that's for sure. So 53
I find it through turn 4 and 5 sometimes. I get the first turn in on turn 4, the second chicane.
Yeah. I will admit, I think the line is so crazy there. I always err on the side of caution because I figure I will lose more if I push it too hard and go in the gravel than the couple of attempts I'm going to gain by doing that. Right, so where's Andre?
21-1 for Andrew. Let's put him up to 15. So let's push Grezko to back down, but that didn't set the world alight, did it?
No, it did not. That's surprising for Andre. Normally, I think last week the only reason he didn't make it through to quali 3 was he had his flying lap got invalidated on the last chicane in Canada, and he was about the second up on his PB, which would have put him comfortably. I think it would have got him up to third in Q2, but he screwed it through the last chicane, and bam, just was done. I think he's on another flight.
M. Chandler was the current championship leader.
He is, yeah, and he's currently in 14th, isn't he? This could be interesting.
Yeah, he just started a flying lap, so I'm just on board with him now. Let's see if he can improve from his 121.1.
Yeah, so I think Andre is still on a fast lap as well, so I'm on board with him. He's currently half a second up at sector 2. That would put him in third. The gap.
That's how close the pack is at the moment.
4 tenths separating third and 15th. Yeah, 4.5 tenths even. So
if it stays this way, it makes for a good race, doesn't it?
Yes, I mean with the it's good. I think it's going to be a DOS train. And a 120.1 for Andre taking second place.
Chandler's currently half a second up through the second sector as well.
Let's get on board with him and have a watch.
He's just coming down the second to last back straight. Slightly missed the apex, but it doesn't really matter through there.
If you can get a decent come out, like of the corner, 120.3.
120.3 puts him third.
Yep. Oh, nearly into the back of the Ferrari there with Pergy, as he looks to get right back to the pits as soon as possible. But I think, I don't know about you, who do you think is safe at the moment? We've got 5 minutes left of quali 1, and obviously we've got
I'd say, well, anyone from 5th down, the way the laps have improved,
exactly,
anywhere from 5th down could be in trouble. It all depends. I mean, a lot of cars are still in the pits, but I'd assume they'll be coming out shortly.
And just seen Ryan Misanji has set a 120.6 up to 5th, but does that leave him safe? I mean, right now the cut-off is a 121 flat. I don't think it does. I don't think that leaves him safe in the slightest. I think only the top 4 are safe at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, we're not seeing a time at the moment from phone range. Is he serving a qualifying penalty, or is he just waiting for the last moment?
No, I don't believe he is serving a qualifying penalty, because he would have surely retired. I'm going to check.
I'm guessing that's what it is with the other two, Alex and. No,
Trell. They crashed. Trolsenko got taken out by, I believe it was Nolad, who is going to be subject to a 5-place grid drop because of it. So yeah, he got taken out. I'm currently on board with Chappie Cho, just seeing how he does through sector 2, 0.56 up on his fastest time. So right now, if he doesn't improve, and he invalidates his lap coming out of Ascari. Got the line a bit wrong.
I'm just running on board with Grezko.
Grezko, let's have a look. I saw he was
he started his lap at quite a bad time, because there's a lot of cars in front of him that are on their out lap, so let's just hope they get out of his way, because he needs a good lap here to keep himself in the
in contention
in the run into Q2.
Yeah, and we've got 3 minutes left of the session. Do you think he's come out too early? And you see a lot of drivers now are coming out on their out laps.
It depends how much fuel he's put in, because if this first lap isn't great, he can have a second run at it.
One thing
I've just come up to the end of the second sector now. Let's see what his time's like.
We're on board with him now. He's not improved.
3 tenths down.
Yep. Oh, and we've got a Mercedes crashed out. Is that Bijabo? Yeah, brilliant race last week for Bijabo in the Haas. Bijabo's a reserve for Division 2, and was very unlucky. I believe it was Bijabo who was very unlucky not to get fourth, was spun out a few laps to go, but he looks to be struggling in the Mercedes here at Italy.
It looks like Grezko's going to go for a second lap because he didn't improve on his first one. but he has only got 25% ERS left.
I think some of the drivers I think haven't like figured. Like for me, I'm sure it's the same for you. I turn my ERS off for my outlap. Obviously, I don't want to drain it.
Yeah.
So I think some drivers haven't figured it out yet. Now I see Andre. I believe Andre improved to a 120.1. No, he's only done 2 laps. So, oh wow, it sounds like Bijabo is having some serious trouble with his car coming through sector 1. He has set a fastest sector for him, but I think he's struggling with the gearing. He must be using manual transmission because it is constantly on the brink, and that is really going to slow him down. And right now he can't afford that. I mean, he is only 2/10 above from safety. He's definitely nowhere near safe, but he's really struggling with his gears and transmission. So might be an idea for him to switch back to automatic if he's new to manual. Right.
We've got Grezko just coming through the Parabolica now. Let's see if he can save himself.
Here's an interesting one for you. Martin 69er in the AlphaTauri. He is on an outlap. He set a 120.3. He set a 120.3. I figured that would be safe. He obviously doesn't, and has come out again on the soft tyres to set another lap with a minute, just under a minute to go. So he mustn't feel that safe. We've still got Ryan X-Krimiger and Furkan in the pits. They're not going to be setting another lap. Everyone else is out. Brian is not going to improve on his lap. He's invalidated through the first 3 turns. Graham's son is not going to either. He spun out after the chicane turns 4 and 5. Start of sector 2. I'm just seeing now who. Have you got your eye on anyone?
Chance gone. He's put it on the wall.
I'm going to stay with Noelad. He's just coming through sector 3 now. He's not going to have another go. He's not going to get another chance to have another lap. Don't think he's going to improve, and he has got some fast drivers behind him. Noxa is in the pits and will not be improving, so he will be out. And Noelad moves up to 10th, 39 thousandths of a second.
That's how tight it is. That's moved him up a place there, and he only improved slightly.
Yeah, he moved up. He got less than 400ths, and he definitely passed Graham and Chappie. Oh, as Noxa and Noel make contact. Obviously,
I think that might be AI actually that's done that. I think that should be okay.
Yeah, you're right, because we are finished. Right, let's have a look. Pergy has come in the pits, not improving. Grezko is... no, he's not going to improve. So we have got our 5 drivers who are out. We've got Phone Range. I'm guessing he was serving a quali ban because he did not come out to set a lap. TS Alex and Charles Senkino. I know Charles Senkino was involved in a collision, which rendered him unable to continue qualifying. Grezko and Noxa all out in the first set of qualifying. That's going to be disappointing for Noxa, who is currently 6th in the league with 12 points from the first 3 races. So he's going to be upset about that, and he's got a lot of work to do to try and get back up. So we've got a lot of
a free choice of tyres, but he's still quite a way down the grid.
What sort of formation, what sort of tyre choice do you use for this race? For me, I'm far more comfortable on the softs than I am the mediums. So it's going to be a 26 lap race. For me, I mean, this is not a bad pit straight. It's short. It's a 50-mile-an-hour pit lane. I'd be going 2-stopper. I'd be going soft, medium, soft. What do you think?
Yeah,
what would
it's
you
possible.
be doing?
I mean, I'd probably put it down to wherever I qualified on the grid. If I wasn't in the top 10, I would start on the mediums to then run soft at the end, just to get the more speed on the lighter car. But then again, safety cars, everything changes. It's never the same, is it? No,
you're absolutely right. And I did see that Noelad, as I suspected, he's got a 5-place grid penalty. Unfortunately for Bijabo, he retired, so he will be starting in 15th. He retired out of quali. I'm guessing he must have had an incident on his last lap. But
I did see a Mercedes beached out with Parabolica as another car was on their in lap, so maybe he's had an issue there and on the way back in.
I'm guessing so, yeah, because he will be unable to compete in quali 2 and will start from 15th in the grid. So whereas obviously with his time, he would have been 13th. So that's unfortunate. It happened last week as well. At Canada, I think the guy, he was, after quali 1, he was third fastest, but he crashed into the final chicane and had to start in 15th as well. So so for this session, we're going to have...
Things are looking good for Brito here. He went out, set one lap, stuck it first, and didn't have to come back out again.
Exactly. I mean, he was the only sub 120 driver, wasn't he? So I did think it would be around about that sort of level that we'd be looking at for quali, for pole. So we'll see if he can do it again. We are only going to be having...
Just to see what tyres people come out on this session.
Yes.
Whether anyone does try and go on the mediums or...
Exactly. So let's get that up. JFC is coming out on the medium, so that is going to be fun. And we've got a lot of cars already coming onto track. I mean, I think we've got... I'm seeing 5 cars in the pit lane now, and there are already a couple out before that. Yeah, I think we've got 6 or 7 cars already out, so everyone wanting to get that banker lap in, and a lot of drivers coming out on the mediums. I don't know, I think it's risky, because the mediums around here are a second a lap slower, and we've got 4 people going out in this quali with 15th unable to continue. We will only have C4 drivers leaving quali this time, but we've
we saw how tight it was in Q1. It's going to be interesting here, especially those guys on the mediums. They're going to have to put good laps in to make sure these guys on softs aren't ahead of them.
Exactly. I mean, like I said, it's a second a lap difference, which is going to play interesting. I think so our first drivers, we've got a Racing Point and a Williams who are starting out. Was the Williams Matt Chandler? No, it's not. It's the other Williams of Brian Bryan. So I want to see what JFC does. He's the first guy on the medium tyres, so I'm going to compare his time to, I think, is it Graham's son? Yeah, who's ahead of him. I want to compare Graham's son to JFC in terms of sector times. So do you want to follow Graham and I'll follow JFC, or the other way around?
Sure.
Okay, cool. See what the difference is. Obviously
Graham's just come across the start finish line now. Running the soft tyre.
I'm very surprised to see that we've got 3 cars so close together for their flying lap. JFC, I believe Chappie Cho, and I'm going to say Gal. Gal. They've got to be within a second of each other for their flying laps. Obviously not ideal for any of them, so JFC's going to
help us towards the end of the lap if you can get a toe down the back straight, but...
So JFC's coming over sector 1 on a 26.6. So a respectable first sector there. Oh, I thought he was going to invalidate. Is that there? 3 turns, 4 and 5. He ran a bit wide, and he does invalidate his lap this time round. So I'm sure he's going to switch off his ERS and then go for another one, depending on how much fuel he's got.
Graham's done a 53.4 through the second sector.
Not bad.
Which is on par with a lot of times we saw at Q1.
Yeah.
Nice and tidy through Ascari. Always touch the inside curve, that's not what you want to do there.
Nope. It's going to bring you right out towards track limits. You're going to have to come off a bit easy, but what does he set? A 120.3.
It's not a bad lap.
No, it's not.
Up on Brian.
Yep. Brian's is definitely going to be in trouble. Chappie Cho coming over in a 1. Wow. The difference in times already, I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned by it, as we see Obliviate moving to provisional 3rd with a 120.8. Much lower lap times so far.
A second and a half we've got the medium of Gal behind Graham at the moment.
Yep.
I think they're going to come in and stick some softs on. I think the grid position is what they'll want over it, really, isn't it?
I am quite surprised JFC, because he invalidated his second lap, but didn't decide to go for a third on the mediums.
Maybe he must have fueled light. He's come back in. We'll see where he comes out on softs or sticks the mediums back on again.
Yeah, I mean, he was by far the quickest, I'd say 2 tenths up in Q1, but the big gap obviously to 5th was about 7 tenths. So could do it, but do you want to risk it? I mean, there's 10 minutes left of the session, and if you don't do a great lap on it, you've then got to come out and get on the softs and then just make sure you put that lap in. Like for me, I always try and do a medium banker lap on quali 2, like, and then if I need to go out, obviously I will do, but
Yeah.
I try and get that banker lap in on the mediums, and if I don't because I invalidate or because of traffic, then okay, straight onto the softs. So I guess we'll see what he does, as you know, yeah, Graham still is.
I'm just on board with M. Chandler at the moment on the mediums. He's just coming out of sector 2, 53.6. So slightly down on what Graham's time was there on the mediums, but only by a couple of tenths. So if he's kept it together for Ascari now heading down towards Parabolica, if he keeps this quite tidy, this could be a nice lap on the mediums.
I'm on board with Furkan. Alpine finished second at Canada behind Matt Chandler, and he just went purple in sector 1. I didn't catch the time, but I did see the purple on the track map, so gonna follow him, see how he does through sector 2.
Chandler's done a 1:20.8, 4.5 tenths off the leader, which isn't a bad time on the mediums.
So Furkan has done a 53.7. Now that was slower than Chandler, wasn't it? He did a 53.6.
Yes.
So he's a tenth down on Chandler, and Furkan coming into sector 3, and he's on the mediums, so that on the softs. So that was a fantastic effort by Matt Chandler then to get the car.
Brito's come back out, but he's on the softs this time. Yeah. He's had his go on the mediums, didn't fancy it, so. Let's see if he can go sub 120 again.
Furkan goes to 120.73, 120.73, taking him up to third. Less than 200
see the effect the soft tyres have in the third sector though. From Ascari, you need the grip there, don't you? That's what's helped him out there, because he was down on Chandler before that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a 10th down, and obviously he's now 1.13 of a second up. So, yeah, wow, I'm looking at this, and again, I'm looking at the leaderboard, 16,000 separating second and fifth.
Yeah, it's very close.
I think so. Looking at it as we sit now, I personally think Graham's 120.3 is going to be enough to get him through to Q3. I don't think he's going to need to come out again. But it's very close between...
Oh, Brito's just invalidated on the first turn.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
So has he got enough fuel on to go around again? He's slowed right up, but this could be interesting.
I'm going to sit on board with Nolad. He's out on the softs. He's on his fast lap as he comes through turns 6 and 7. Up to the DRS straight. .54 flat, so he's already half a second down.
There as well.
Who? Nolad.
Yeah.
That was very tight.
That very close.
Yes. Let's see. But he's pushing the track limits. That's going to give him some extra time because of the speed he's going to be able to carry out of it. So let's see, what does he set? What's he going to set him? 121s, 121.5. He's definitely, excuse me, going to have to go again. That is not going to be safe in my eyes. I think definitely, I think the top 5 are safe because they're all very close to one another. So I kind of get the feel that is what's going to be around about acceptable for Q2. I think everyone's going to have to go again. So. I think everyone is going to have to go again, including our championship leader, Matt. Even though it's only 0.13 behind, we've still got 4 drivers to set a fast lap. I'm surprised they're leaving it this late. I'm very surprised they've left it this late, but we've got Pergy has just propped himself up to second. That was his first final lap, a 120.704. I'm on board with Andre right now, who is just coming up to Ascari. Not Ascari, Parabolica even. Now I'm getting the two mixed up. As, yep, decent line there through the final turn. And he's going to come over the line on a 121 flat. It's not going to be enough. He's going to have to go again. I mean, he might have half a tenth over, but he is in 9th. And 2 drivers still to go. JFC, who smashed the first quali, but he seems to be under pressure now. And Martin.
Brito's just coming up to the final turn now.
Let's have
kept it nice and tidy through there.
Cool.
He needs this to be... Oh, he's coming to the pits. He wasn't happy with it.
Wow. Oh, yeah, I think he'd invalidated because my map's showing him as red. So, I think he invalidated his lap.
Okay.
The pressure's going to be on him. He's got one more go, and I think he's just going to have to try and play it safe. Have a look at the times, see what he needs to do. Spend, I'd say, 2 minutes in the garage. See what he needs to be doing for second sector, because he's not going to have anything to go against, is he? Like, it's not going to tell him he's half a second up. It's going to
no, exactly. He's just got to floor it and see how he goes. Ooh, exactly. We nearly had a collision there by Misanji and Martin through the DRS zone.
Didn't see it, but yeah.
On out laps.
Oh, so I mean, you'd hope here that he would back off. Martin is not on an out lap. Martin is on a flying lap. Ryan is on an out lap, so
he's on a slow lap though. I don't think he's actually going for it there. It didn't look like he blasted past.
No, he'd invalidated. So, is he going to come in the pits? Yeah, I think he's got no choice.
It sounds like he's out of fuel.
You'd hope not. That was only his. He'd done one flying lap, so 3 laps. But as Ryan really connects with the curb through turn 2, that would have cost him some time. And is it time that he can afford? I mean, I'm looking. We've got 4 minutes left of the session, and we've got 5 cars on track, 3 on flying laps and 2 on out laps, including JFC.
Chappie Chio is half a second up through sector 2.
Is he? Okay, let's watch this then.
This could put in provisionally 2nd position there. Nice and tidy through Ascari.
Yep. On board with him now. Let's see how he does through Parabolica. Good line, bit of a lock up there, but nothing untoward. Not going to cost him too much.
A little bit early on the power, he had to back off again, but
how's he going to do? He lost it. Just 3 attempts up, but I mean, look at the gap between 2nd and 7th. The gap between 2nd and 7th is 43 thousandths of a second. This is. I mean, this is just crazy. Absolutely
I've not seen
crazy.
It ever this close.
No, I don't think I have either. I mean, you couldn't write this stuff. It's just crazy. So we've got Matt Chandler is still in the pits. I think he's going to have to go again. He is at risk. JFC is out. Let's have a look at what JFC is able to do. He's just started his flying lap. So perfect time. He's got a decent space to the car ahead of him. And obviously we had a couple of cars just coming up the pits as he was coming up to his braking point. Good event to keep up on.
The car that could be in trouble here could be Chandler. He's set his best lap at the moment on a medium tyre, currently sitting in 8th for 120.8.
Yep.
And he's not come back out on the softs at the moment.
No, he will need to come out within the next 30 seconds to be safe, to get a flying lap in. Let's see if he manages it. Matt is quite an intelligent driver, I found. I've raced against him a few times and he does try and leave it right. He's kind of like me in that sense, leave it right to the last second. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't, but we'll see if he does come back out, but I think he's going to have to. JFC at 52.9 through sector 2. Keep it clean. Very safe there through Ascari. He did not want to invalidate that. That is going to cost him time.
In the top 10, hasn't he? That's all he's got to do at the moment.
Exactly. But what is the top 10 going to be is the question. I think the top 5, it doesn't look like they're going to come back out. Not sure about that. Matt Chandler now heading out for his fast lap. And JSC.
There's the pace.
Safe.
There's the
safe.
Pace. We knew he had it.
Yes. And even backing off out of the Scar, like into the last part of the Ascari, that was a brilliant lap there, an absolute brilliant lap there. I thought it would be from his second sector.
So our driver in trouble now is Gal. He's set at 20.9. He can't go again because he's not got the fuel in his car.
And yeah, he's done 4 laps. He's definitely in trouble. We've got 2nd and 3rd in the league behind him, in 11th and 14th. Let's see. I guess is all we can say. Let's see. Noel has done 1 lap on these tyres as he improves by 1/10 of a second on his current time. What does he need to find? He needs to find 6
matched his time in sector 1 in the AlphaTauri.
Who's that? Martin.
Martin, yeah, he's matched his time, so he needs to make some improvements the rest of this lap.
Yep. See, Noel does technically have it in him to get another lap in. I'm not impressed with his lap so far, so he's going to be feeling the pressure a little bit, definitely. as we can see, yellow flags in sectors 2 and 3 along the finish straight.
And Martin's half a second up on his own time there through sector 2. Oh, I think he's just invalidated.
Yes, he has. He can get around for another one, but he's out of fuel. He's out of fuel. He's out of fuel. He's running low. He won't have enough for another final lap. So let's see what can Noel do. But I think Martin is going to be starting at the back at 14th. Noel coming over the line, only good enough for 12th. Has he got another lap in him on fuel? We'll see. Matt Chandler, our championship leader, is in 10th. He's 3 tenths up on his first sector now. That's going to be good enough for... That will get him safe, definitely.
Out of fuel and that's the session over.
Yep.
So the only person we've got here is Noel on a current lap again to see if he can improve once more.
Yep, and Matt is on a fast lap as well. He's already 3 tenths up on his second sector, on his first sector. He's coming up to Ascari now. Let's see what he's capable of here.
Oh, and the Renault's lost it, and he's in the wall.
0.6 of a second
Noel
up.
Out as well.
Is Noel done? So is Noel's done? Yeah, he's
Noel's
done.
Out. So that's our 4 eliminated there. We've got Gal, Noel, Ekrengal, and Martin.
Yep, I think Matt Chandler is going to set... He's eased off. He's eased off.
Yeah, he didn't need it.
He's
got the choice.
That was brilliant. That was a brilliant choice by him. He would have been good... His time would have been good enough for second. He was 6 tenths up on his sector 2 time, got through Ascari brilliantly. He would have been good enough for second, if not pole.
So but that puts him in great position for the race because he gets to start on the medium tyres now.
Exactly.
And if he's got that kind of pace in him as well, if he can put himself near the front, he's in good stead for the race.
He definitely does have that pace. Having watched him a few times and raced against him a few times, he definitely has the pace, and he's going to have that unique advantage. He will be the only driver in the top 10 to start on the mediums. Everyone else set their fastest laps on the soft tyres. So that is the end of quali 2, and let's see. We'll see how we go into the top 10 shoot up. 12-minute session. Looking forward to it. Based on what you've seen so far, who's your prediction?
I mean, you look at the pace of Brito. He's put it first in both sessions. He's had a couple of track limits, so that'll be interesting to see if he can keep himself penalty free in the race. But it's definitely looking like it's between him and M Chandler at the moment, I'd say, for the race. So I could be wrong. They could both end up in a wall on the first corner, and it could be somebody else's.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think, and this is going to sound really kind of like what the heck sort of thing, but Matt, what I found from his quali last week, he again only scraped through, if I remember correctly, into quali 3, having smashed quali 1 because he went onto the mediums like he's done this time. And then when the time came, he just smashed the lap for pole and started on pole in Canada, and I have a feeling he's going to do the same. It's kind of like, I kind of feel like it's the Lewis Hamilton sort of thing, like he just brings it in the last session when it's what really matters. He brings it and gets it right, just doesn't make an error. So it'll be interesting.
What we said about, is it about half a second the difference between the mediums and the softs? Was it on this track, or was it a second?
It's a second. It is a second.
So if that's right, he'd put him 2 tenths ahead of Brito at the moment on a 19.8. So if he can bring that same kind of pace in Q3, but we know the track gets a bit quicker as well through the third qualifying section. So I'd be interested to see how many drivers we can get break into the 119s.
Interesting to notice though that a lot of the drivers who obviously set their fastest laps on the soft tyres were slower than they were in quali 1.
Yes, they were, yes.
So do you reckon that was more a case of being cautious or just not the pace there?
It could be that. It could be down to saving tyres for the race as well, because what I noticed was a few drivers do was if they had messed up the first lap, rather than coming in and set a fresh set of tyres, they were just going again on those older tyres just so they don't burn as many for the race. And obviously, you know, each lap probably knocks the 10th off of your tyres, so that could be why it's so down.
I found when I was doing because I did a 25% earlier, and the tyre deck I believe is about for a 25% tyre deck is twice exaggerated, whereas for a 50% it's basically reality. So I think we're looking at about 3-4% tyre deck each lap on the softs in like in hard, like on a hard lap, on a fast lap. So I think it's gonna be about 3-4%. So you wouldn't really want to run and pass lap for me that 10 or 11. Yes, we'll see.
Everyone coming out of the pits here early to get a lap in.
They want to bank two. They want to bank two, don't they? I'm thinking that's what I was aiming for. So
Chandler didn't fancy the chicane on the first corner.
No.
To be fair, it doesn't look like anything did. They all went straight on that.
I don't know what you think about that, but I think using track, like well exceeding track limits like that to get clear, I don't think it's right. What do you think?
It's not, but
yeah.
I mean, if you're not going to get a penalty for it, why not?
Exactly. Hopefully that's the way
the drivers are going to be looking at it.
I'm hoping Cody's might introduce something to say no, you can't do that. If you do that, you're going to get a 5-place grid penalty. Oh, it's worth noting. I just remembered Noah Ladd, who hasn't qualified for Quali 2, he's got a 5-place grid penalty to serve. So he's going to be down
right towards the back of the grid.
Yeah, he's going to be starting. If my memory's correct, he's going to be starting in 17th.
Yep.
And one thing I'm wondering right now, why has Brian not backed off his teammate? I mean, yes, Matt is faster, I'm sure. Like, I think when you race at someone week in, week out, they're the faster teammate. Don't get in their way, sort of thing. But
maybe he's just looking for a little toe up this straight, and then
yeah,
and let Chandler drive off after the first corner.
That's a good theory. Actually, I didn't pick up that.
The only thing I find though is you miss your own braking point, don't you?
Exactly, yeah, because obviously the slipstream will give you, I mean, even just a couple of miles an hour difference, it does make a difference in terms of your braking point. So
yeah.
So I mean, the amount of times I've overshot a corner because I've been in slipstream and not like beared that in mind. So let's see what sort of times we're looking at. I think I'm going to look at Jay Brito. If you want to see what M. Chandler sets for his second sector, we can do a comparison of our potential pulses.
Brian's keeping with Chandler. It doesn't look like it's a bad idea what he's had here, because he's going to get another toe up this back straight here.
JFC's getting a bit of one as well, not as much as Brian will be getting.
Chandler's got a 53.0.
52.9 here for JFC, so he's a 10th up on Chandler. But I'm thinking Brian might be quicker.
And he looks like he has dropped back a little bit here off of Chandler. He's probably not even going to get a toe up this straight now. It must have been
yeah, you're
8,
right.
9 and 10. He's lost a little bit.
JFC came out of Ascari with a little bit of wheel spin, so he's going to lose some time.
19.9 from Chandler.
Wow.
There's the benchmark.
120.1 from JFC. Wow. Okay. Graham on PS, a 120.297. Definitely getting, track is definitely warming up. So I'm on board with Pergy, our league admin, and he's just coming through Parabolica now. And he's gonna have to go again. He's not set past that 120.8, good enough for 6th. Still got 2 drivers in the pits. Ryan is, I'm wondering if he's going to go again, because he has invalidated his lap, but he's saving his ERS. Yep, he's going for it. He's just turned his ERS onto the hot lap, so he's going to go for it again. I'm going to stay on board with him, because I'm not sure if any other drivers are doing a hot lap. So I'm going to stay on board with him, see how he does to set his first lap time.
So we've got 2 Force Indias currently locked out the second row of the grid.
Do you mean racing points?
That's what I mean, yeah, racing points.
I've made that mistake several times, don't worry about it.
That's another name for them next season, isn't it? Aston Martin.
Oh god, yeah.
I'm excited to not see the pink on the grid this season. It was always
I like
nice.
the pink.
Yeah, it was good. But then you've got the British Racing Green on the grid next year, haven't you?
Yes. We've not seen that since the days of Jaguar back in the 90s, have we? So it'll be nice to see
they
again.
didn't really perform too well with the did they? So let's see if Aston Martin doing better.
Yes, hopefully. I mean, they've got some good drivers behind them in terms of Vettel. Oh, and Ryan cuts the scarring. He cuts the scarring and validates his laps. So I'm going to focus on Erkan, on Furkan, Alpe even. He's just come out.
He's also, oh yeah, he's invalidated, he went straight across the first, but he's not out lap, isn't he?
I think JFC, he's running
Andre's
fast.
just come out as well.
Who has?
Andrew.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Andrew, cool, yep. Currently down in ninth place. So, I was surprised JFC stayed out so long on those soft tyres. He's just coming back into the pits now, so he must have set 2 fast laps. It did close the gap actually to a 1:20.05, so less than a tenth between him and Matt Chandler. I think this is going to be a battle down to the wire, definitely. So Andre making space there, letting Ryan, sorry, not his teammate Ryan go past. Ryan's gone purple in the first sector. Let's stay on board for this one. He obviously is going again. Not a bad line. Yeah, he is. He's going for it all or nothing. Just got to be careful now through Ascari. This was the corner that he invalidated last lap on. Very cautious there.
Oh, he's run wide as well.
Yeah, that will have, I reckon that will have cost him a few tenths. But would you go? I think I would still seal this lap just for a bank up.
I'd set the lap in, because
Yes.
he'll get round and be able to get another lap in, won't he? So.
Yeah, depending on what his fuel's looking like. If he goes into low fuel mode, he's got 3 minutes to get around.
Oh,
He backs up.
out of it.
He backs up. Okay. I don't think I'd have done that. Depending on how bad. I mean, obviously he had the Delta. He could see what he was coming towards, but it's saying here he would have set about a 120. He'd have been in the 120s, which would have put him in the top 5. So I don't know if that was the right decision, because he's now putting it all on a banker 1 lap. So Furcam, I'm going to say with me, set a 53.446 in sector 2, because he comes around Parabolica. Moves to the inside line and sets a 120.3, so starting to see a bit of a train around the 120.2, 120.3. 3 drivers within 15 hundredths of a second. But it's quite a lot more spread out, this quali. We've got gap, 1.1 seconds separating currently first and 8th. It's definitely a lot more spread out, this one. I guess we've got one more run for most of the drivers, so we'll see how they do. Andre, a 53.1 as he runs wide out of... It won't invalidate his lap. No, so I think it only invalidates when you get a gain off of it. And one thing I found, if you come off the throttle like he did, then it's not deemed as your gaining time, so it won't always invalidate your lap if you run wide. But I wouldn't want to chance it, because yeah, you do need to come off the throttle, and that will obviously cost you time. As he sets a 120.7 dead, good enough for 8th at the moment. I have a feeling he is going to go again. Braking very late into turn 1. See if that affects his first sector time. We've got JFC has just started his fast lap as well, going for the pole position. So Andre 3 tenths up on the first sector as he invalidates. He invalidates through turns. Turn 4 cuts the corner. So
he only just had enough fuel in, it looks like, as well. He's got 1 lap's worth of fuel left at the moment, but obviously running a mix of Max, he might not have made it all the way around anyway. So
exactly. Oh, and JFC making the same error through turn 4, invalidating his lap. So he's going to have 1 more go to go for that pole position. Chappie Cho, wow, goes a 120.16 to go up to 3rd position. A big improvement now. I believe he was in 8th, so that is a huge improvement of over half a second. So
he
well
was
done,
ninth, wasn't he? He was
he was 9th, yeah.
So
Andre was
himself by
8th, yes. He was, yes. So brilliant lap there. What, 1.4 seconds up on what he did. We've got Graham, and literally as I tune into him, through turn 7 he runs wide and invalidates his lap. He's going to go again.
Everyone's pushing that, aren't they?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of invalidations happening.
Yeah.
I'm just running on board with Ryan as well. He's yet to put a time on the board.
I'm on board with Purgy.
26.4 through the first sector.
26.4.
He's lost the back end a little bit.
I'm on board with Purgy ahead of him.
In front's putting him off a little bit.
Yeah, I'm on board with that Ferrari. They're both on hot laps.
As well?
Yep, Purgy.
Okay.
Purgy's also on hot lap. Let's compare sector 2 times for them both. Both on the soft tyres. Coming through with a 53.6.
And Ryan's got 53.3.
Cool. Yeah, Purgy's about 600ths of a second up on his PB.
Right, invalidates on the exit.
He's got one more opportunity, or he's starting. If he was, 3 tenths up on Purgy, I think that would have been good enough potentially for both. We've got Chappie and Obliviate in the pits. Brito is on another hot lap, I believe. Yep, I'm going to stay on board with Brito now. Purgy won't have made much of an improvement, if any, so I'm going to get on board with Brito, see how he does. Coming through Sector 2, and he is 10th down on his best time. But that is still gainable, depending on how he takes these corners. Not a bad line out of Ascari. Let's see how he does down to Parabolica. Right on the edge of the track. Gives him as much space to get a good line through Parabolica. Liking that line. He did have to ease off the accelerator a little bit as we come through. A 119.898 to 17 thousandths of a second. Oh. I think he's going again. He's going to go again. He's still staying hot. He's still got his ERS on hot lap. Sorry.
Has he got the fuel for it?
Well, the thing is, it would
1.5 laps of fuel. So
I think he would.
Has got enough.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this will be the last lap, and once the AI takes control, it doesn't really bother with it. So
Ryan Masanji has now got through Ascari unscathed. Going up to the last corner. Let's see if he can set himself a time and get himself up from 10.
Let's watch this. He's going to have to very wide depth. Oh, as Purgy loses it.
In front of him.
123 is good enough for 7. Andre will not be improving on his time. We've got Furkan. He's not improving yet. Let's get on board with JSC. I think that's going to be the most interesting one. Where is Matt Chandler?
5 thousandths up on his own time.
So I don't think his exit was as good out of Ascari. Let's see if he can improve it through Parabolica. I did think there was some improvement through Parabolica that could be done.
Smooth.
I'm not sure. Oh, really pushing the track.
Nope,
he's given up. So it's Matt's. It is Matt's who's also invalidated his lap. Furkan's coming through now. He wasn't up on the second sector. Nope, he's not set a faster lap. So just Brian left now. He was slightly improved. He's going to have to do a bit more to snatch 7th from Ryan. Great line there through Parabolica. A 120.1 and takes Brian up to 3rd. Wow. So we've got our constructors leaders, Williams, a 1-3. Brilliant effort by them. Absolutely brilliant effort by them. The Mercedes of Chappie Cho. Let's see if he can have a strong race. Mercedes are currently last in our Constructors' Championship with just 2 points to their names. And those who are coming in the form would be Jarbo, who's racing in the other Mercedes. So
I'm excited for this battle between Brito and Chandler. I mean, a lap that's 16 thousandths different.
Yeah, exactly.
Although Chandler has got the medium tyre, so Brito's going to need to jump in quite early so he doesn't get held up behind.
Exactly. I mean, I think all the drivers are really, aren't they? So I think, sorry, my phone pinged. Yeah, I think they're all gonna have. I mean, all of them are gonna want to get past China. And the thing is with the DR, is there's going to be a great DRS train, isn't there? So I think
I'm surprised with Andrel so low down because he's put in some good laps in Q1 and Q2, and 7 tenths off the pace there, so he could find himself pushing his way up the track.
It's definitely going to be an interesting one. So yeah, we had one retirement in Quali 3 as well, Graham's son. So actually, I don't know if it's pronounced Graham's on PS or Graham's son. It's interesting, but I'll just go with Graham.
Yeah, we'll call him Graham.
Yeah. Obliviate, I think he's he's either new to the league or reserving tonight, so that's a brilliant effort in 5th. Yeah, I've not seen his name before, so that's a brilliant effort for him in what I believe is his maiden Grand Prix in the league. So well done there, maybe someone to watch out for. Now, if my memory serves correctly, we do have formation lap coming up for this 50% race. So whilst the drivers are getting themselves ready for that, we'll see if there are any big incidences. Hopefully no one gets disqualified from it. Just want to say we've currently got 8 people watching the stream. Thank you for watching and leaving your comments. Kieran Brennan again paying tribute to Murray Walker, pure legend. I would have to agree with you. The sport hasn't been the same without him since leaving in 2001, and I think we won't see another qualifier like him in my lifetime. Well, apart from myself, obviously. But but yeah, what do you think? I mean, he did bring something to it, didn't he? I think he's
for
the
me
reason.
growing up, he was. If the Formula One was on, it was his voice you heard in the background. It was
Exactly.
Murray Walker went hand in hand with Formula One, so
Exactly.
I mean, he lived a good life. He lived to 97, which is a very good age.
Yeah.
It still feels like the sport's lost someone.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I think his influence was ever present. Like, even though it was 20 years since he retired, 20 years this year.
He was still around the track. I've bumped into him a couple of times when I've been at Silverstone. He was always up for a chat. He was a nice guy.
He seemed it. So, yeah, the world of sport is definitely going to be mourning him. I think, like, I mean, obviously, I think the last time I mourned, I was shocked when I heard about the passing of a legend, Niki Lauda, and I think this definitely compares. It's just like the sport lost something after he passed.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, hopefully we can do homage to Murray and give an excellent commentary on an excellent race, which we'll be getting going shortly. I just want to say it's a privilege to actually do these comms with you, Mitch. You're doing great. This is your
my
first
time, so
well, you're doing brilliantly, mate. So it's great to be doing comms alongside you, and if you ever want to jump in the box with me, please feel free to.
Yeah, definitely. I've enjoyed myself so far.
Good. And you're doing comms on Friday, aren't you, with Sweeney in the OBF1 Racing League? So that should be
That
fun.
depends if I'm reserving or not.
Okay.
I'd rather race it, but if I can't race it, there'll be comms from me on that as well. I mean, Sweeney's a good commentator himself as well, so
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll get a word in edgeways there, but I'll see.
Well, if not, I mean, it'll be great to have you racing. You came, if I remember correctly, last week you came 5th out of Australia. So, or was it 4th? I think it was 4th or 5th.
It was around there. I'm not sure. There was a few penalties at the end that sort of mixed the grid up, but
So hopefully we'll see another great repeat performance from you. Always and to see as great performances from you, so I'm sure we will. It showed on the tyre strategies. Softs are going to be pitting around about lap 10, switching onto the medium or hard compound. So it's showing us a one-stop race. We'll see.
okay, interesting.
I thought so too.
So that
obviously,
probably means Chandler's probably going to do 16, 17 laps on his mediums then.
yeah, that's what it was saying. They're saying if you're going to pit, I think they said lap 13 to 16 is the pit window for the mediums. Because obviously
Interesting
the longer.
to see as well from 11th down. It's only Martin and Charles Quino who's gone onto the medium tyres.
Really?
Everyone else has opted for the soft. So
Oh wow! And Martin's going to be on cold mediums because of being DQ'd. So we are now going to get on with the lights. I'm on board with Chandler to see the lights whenever they're going. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights here at round 4 of the Italian Grand Prix for the Delta Pace Racing Division 2 League. And off we go, Brito getting a fantastic start past Chandler straight away there into P1. Let's see if there's going to be any action. Coming into turn 1, we've got 3 asides into turn 1.
we've had a force India start at the inside. Racing point again.
It looks like everyone somehow got through that cleanly.
Oh, we've got a safety car. There's an early safety car.
Okay, let's have a look. Who is that? I'm not seeing anyone retired. That's good. But we're going to have
pit stops. There was a big group of cars. Look at that. We've got half the grid's got penalties already.
Wow. Let's have a look at what sort of penalties they are. Are they 5? Wow. We've got Pergi, Andre, Noxa, Chorchenko, Greco with 5 seconds. We've got Ekremuga, Nolad, Martin 69 and TS Alex all with 10 seconds so far.
I'd probably say we might see a few of those removed after the race because you know what it's like with the penalties in this game. If you get touched from behind
under safety car, yeah. But they're going to get served. They will get served because they're 5 seconds, and so I'm sure some of them are going to be pitting.
I'm interested to see if anyone's actually got any damage on their car as well. It looks like Nolad's is missing an end plate on his wing.
He is, yeah. He's definitely going to be pitting, so he'll lose 5 of those 10 seconds for pits. Those who've got 5 seconds, I mean, I guess they're kind of fortunate. They will, when they pit, get out
Alex
clean.
looks like he's lost half his front wing.
Alex?
Yeah, the McLaren running 19th at the moment.
Yep. So let's see. Let's see if people are going to pit or not with 27 laps of the race. Would you?
Brito stayed out.
Would you be pitting?
I would probably stay out. You're going to need the pace of those softs.
Yes.
We've seen a few cars come into the pits. A few more penalties as they come into the pits as well.
Wow. And we've got our first DQ. Noxa being disqualified for blocking the pit lane. Bijabo's gone. Andre as well. Andre is gone. I'm guessing there must have been a collision there with Noxa between the three of them. I'm going to have a look at the incident report, see what happened. What happened there? We've got... Yep, Bijabo, Andre and Noxa have all been DQ'd for blocking the pit lane. So we're down, we're a Haas, a Mercedes and an Alfa Romeo down. And the amount of collisions I'm seeing here as well, this is crazy for lap 1. Wow, yeah. So we've got 3 DQs. We've got several cars, well we had several cars in the pits. And
at least we're going to have a bunch back up together, but these penalties, they're definitely going to
play a part.
Shake up the order at the end of the race, aren't they?
Interestingly enough, we've had 6 drivers pit. Let's have a look at their tyres. Martin 69 are the only one going onto the hards, the rest choosing mediums, those being Ryan, Obliviate, Pergy, Noelad and TS Alex.
So does it look like Martin's going to try and take these to the end then?
Yeah, oh, easy.
The others,
yeah, he
the
will
others
do.
are going to have to probably stop for a softer, I'd say.
Yeah, I would as well.
You probably could stretch it out, but there'll be no grip those last 3 or 4 laps.
I need 25 laps, oh sorry, 26 laps on these tyres. I'm trying to think what I did. So when I did, if I'm obviously, so with tyre deg on the game, if it's a 50% race, it's like kind of a natural level. I did 8 laps, just normal running, and I had 24% wear. So they're going to be hitting 75s, 80s if they're going to try and run them to the end. So
yeah,
I think
that's not what you want on a fast track like this as well. No, especially out that last corner, you need the grip out of there to get yourself the pace up the straight.
They're going to lose more in penalties because especially the high speed corners, Ascari to note, they're not going to have any grip around there and they're going to be picking up penalty after penalty. So
and we've just seen the Williams and the Mercedes come together as well.
Which ones? Oh, so is that
Chandler and Chappell?
Oh, interesting. So they're both going to be with 5-second penalties. And the thing is about these penalties, they're both still going to have to pit, so they're going to serve them, which is going to bring them up further behind.
I feel that's quite harsh there on Chandler, because all he was doing was trying to warm his tyres up.
Yeah.
And Chappie's come alongside him, and they sort of couldn't really miss each other after that.
That's the thing, like with safety car, is okay, like I try to do a little bit of swiveling, especially like on the straights, but I try and keep maybe like 2 to 3 gap, like car lengths between me and the car ahead, just in case, because if, like you said, like with these penalties, if you get hit or do the hitting, you're getting that penalty, and sometimes it can literally be because they've just caught the brakes, they want to warm their brakes up, so it's better to have that gap to
personally as well. I only ever warm my tyres up on the as the safety car says it's coming in, because all you need is one straight really of a bit of left and right, and the tyres will get warm enough.
Exactly. Such a good point. I never really thought about that. And the thing with this game is, I'm quite surprised the safety car isn't heading in yet. We're on lap 3. It was called out in lap 1.
We've got Noelad, who's he's still 19 seconds off the leader at the moment, so he's 10 seconds off the back of the pack. He's the reason why the safety car's staying out.
Yeah,
if he caught himself up.
He pitted again. I think he pitted again.
He served himself a penalty. He was quite smart there. The safety car is coming in.
Huh? Wow, that is late. It's because he's caught up, isn't it? He has caught up now. Wow, so I'm on board with the McLaren of TS Alex. I want to see how this goes.
Right on the tail of Brito now, and Chandler's gone to the inside pass.
Yep, can see it on the screen.
It looks like he's got it done.
He has.
Brito's battling back. He's going to have the inside line round here.
Brilliant line there by Andrew.
From both.
Yes.
And they're side by side again, heading up towards the second chicane. And Brito's tucked in behind.
Yep.
So it's a great move there from Chandler, but very respectful from both of them.
Yeah, without doubt.
Brito's under
Pressure from
the problems
Chappie.
here from Chappie. Oh, and they nearly touched there. This is perfect for Chandler because he's pulled an 8/10 gap already
Yeah,
on the
obviously
medium tyres as well. So he must have kept his tyres a lot warmer.
Brito's going to be focusing on defending right now, so he's like, there's a bit of a train now behind him, isn't there? So Reed's closing the gap, coming through last straight of sector 2.
Oh, we've got another retiree there. Foam Ranger's out. Virtual safety car.
I must admit, in this situation for Chandler, you've got 2 fast straights coming up and a VSC. Perfect timing. I must admit, I remember I was doing a race in Abu Dhabi in the past, and I had 2 faster cars on fresher softs than me on my mediums, and just as they're getting like within DRS range on the back straight, bam, virtual safety car. Hallelujah, thank you very much. It's kind of one of those things you beg for. I'm confused. I'm on board with JFC Brito, and he is running his energy recovery system. I was unsure, like on overtake. I wasn't sure why. Right, and we are back racing, and JFC is now right on his back. We've got a bit of a gap between.
He's got a good restart there.
Let's see, this is going to be audacious. On board.
He's going to have the inside into the next corner though.
Yes. Let's see.
Moved on.
Chandler's not giving it without a fight, that's for sure. Brilliant! Wow! Wow!
Now
That
Chandler's
was
under
close.
pressure from Chappie.
Yep.
Chappie's tried it at the inside, but he's too far back.
I think he was very sensible there. Have a look, but it wasn't going to happen. So,
This isn't the worst thing for Chandler. Chandler just needs to make sure his tyres stay well.
the other
Rito's going to
Williams.
pull away a little bit because of the soft tyre, but it won't be for long until the change happens and the medium will be quicker than the soft.
Yeah, exactly. I reckon. Well, the thing is, these softs are supposed to last. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Purgy has come off the track.
Purgy's come off.
Yeah. He's very slow to getting back. Is he? Okay, yeah, he's back up to speed now, but a long way back. So, I'm noticing a bit of a train now. Furkan has gotten past Brian for 5th. And
there's a 2.5 second gap there to 4.
Yeah.
So the front 4 look like they're pulling away together.
Yeah, they are. And now
DRS has been enabled this lap as well, hasn't it?
So that's going to make this interesting. We've got Brian still within DRS range of Furkan. Furkan is very quick from my past experience. He is a quick, but he's a clever driver. He's not too aggressive with the overtaking, and he is a good defender. So we'll see if he needs to. He's already pulled out 7/10 over Brian.
But he has dropped back from Graham, so he's not actually catching that front pack at the moment.
And he's going to struggle to as well. I'm noticing.
It looks like Brito's got his 1 second gap as well, so he's DRS safe now.
Yep. Let's see.
Which could put Chandler under trouble from Chappie.
Yep. But Chappie is. I'm looking at their ERS situation. Chandler is at 86. Chappie's at 26. Big difference, obviously. So Chandler still has that in reserve if he needs it. Chappie getting a bit out of turn around Ascari.
He's closing up on him now.
Yeah.
But as you say, Chandler has got nearly a full tank of ERS to use on this straight.
Yeah.
It will just depend on the grip out of the corner.
I did see him slip a bit there. I think he's gonna be vulnerable.
Yeah, I think the pass might get made here. 3/10.
Let's see. He doesn't have. He's using the rest of his ERS now to try and make the move. He's not close enough. I don't think he's going to have to sit back.
No, that was sensible. Stay back. Yeah. Wait.
Exactly. But obviously we've got.
Chandler from wide on the exit.
So did Chappie. Chappie, I thought was going to lose it, and now he's got Graham right on his gearbox, just a quarter of a second behind. I've seen Brian has kept within DRS range of Furkan, and so that's some good driving there from Brian. That will come quite handy.
We've got Cheltino and Grezko and Alex are all within a second.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Chelsinko has just gone onto the gravel on the exit there.
I'm looking at position changes at the moment as well. Chelsinko up 10 places from the start. I mean, obviously we've had four retirements and DQs, but he's 4 places up. He's 10 places up, and I believe he's pitted. No, he hasn't pitted
himself a 3-second penalty there, but he is right on the back of Chappie now.
Oh Oh, and there's contact out in the Ascari. Grezko into the back of Trosinko. That was very aggressive there, right on it at the end. And that is... He's definitely going to have damage there. Trosinko, let's see what he does. He's not going to have damage from what I could see. I'm not sure. His end plate might be missing on the left side of his wing. Yeah, I think... No, fully intact. So Trosinko gets out of that without damage, but slips from 8th to 13th. A very aggressive move there by Greco to try and make that move into Ascari. For me, that's not a turn to try and make a corner into the entrance of Ascari.
You've got to be well ahead there to even go for that. You can't dive bomb there because it's a quick turning. There's not the braking zone for it.
Exactly. So
looking at the top again, we've got Brito's pulled a 2.2 second gap out at the moment on Chandler, which is it's sitting around there between 2 and 2.5 seconds. Chappie's just dropped off a little bit. But he's still got Graham within his DRS, but both of them have burned all of their ERS at the moment. So
and energy recovery is not easy on this track, is it? It takes it's good. It can take. Oh, they're both taking their interpretation of track limits to a bit of a limit there. Burkhan, wow, has really closed up onto the back of these two battling. And we have a DNF. We've got Ryan Misanji is out around Ascari. He's lost it on the exit of Ascari.
He's pulled a VSC out.
Perfect time for pits. Are we going to see a bit of
a... Burkhan dive straight in the pits, did he? Oh no, Chappie dived in the
Chappie
pits.
did. Everyone else has continued thus far. Alex will do. I'm sure Noel will continue as well. They're both on the mediums. Martin on the hards. Worth noting, Martin in now 8th is on the hards. He will be able to make these tyres last him until the end of the race.
Gal's dived in the pit lane but got himself a 5-second penalty for speeding.
That's the thing, you've got to be careful with speed limits. Just a couple of... Ryan's just sent a message saying he can't believe it. It was an unfortunate one, mate. We didn't see it, but so easy to lose out of the exit of Ascari. Unlucky, my friend. But feel free to tune in for the commentary, and hopefully you'll be able to enjoy the rest of this race with me and Mitch doing a great job on it. So at least I think we both are. So we are still under VSC conditions. We are back to racing, as I say that.
Green, yeah.
Yep. So obviously quite impressed with JFC's pulling out of Matt Chandler. This safety car, I reckon, will have added a couple of laps to the durability of these tyres. So I'm expecting the first drivers to come in around about lap 12. What do you think?
It depends on how they've been driving, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like at the moment Brito's been using quite a lot of his ERS, whereas Chandler's been conserving his quite a bit, which obviously does affect the rear tyres. I love the way the strategies are opposite, because at the end of this race they're going to be very close to each other.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously once Brito pits, he's going to be on fresh mediums compared to Chandler's, say, 10, 12 lap old mediums. Or, no, sorry, 15 lap mediums if you contemplate qualifying as well. Obviously, you run 3 laps in quali on the set, so we'll be feeling that a little bit. I mean, if Chandler's tyres aren't around the 50% mark, I mean, well, 40% maybe, because he's not been using the ERS too much.
Sector 1.
We have,
no lads have not through the first chicane.
I thought it was for the battle for third, because I just saw loads of cars together and not much movement, but they were going through turns 4 and 5, so like looking at the track map. So yeah, Chappie pitted, so that's why he's fallen back a bit now. We've got Brian still staying on board with Furkan.
Rezko's just pitted for the hards as well, so he obviously wasn't enjoying the soft tyres. Oh, Chandler's out!
What? Wow, what happened? He lost it out of Ascari, and we've got another virtual safety car. Wow. So Matt,
the time for the cars at the front to pit, I'd say, that are on the 9 lap old softs.
Got to use it, got to utilise it. So our championship leader is out. Wow. So let's have a look at his first retirement.
Just as I was saying, I was excited for their battle at the end.
Commentators jinx. Yeah. So all 4 front runners will be pitting now. Are pitting now. with
Brito
TS Alex.
stuck on the mediums. Yeah.
Yep, they all will be. Obviously, they're not going to want to have to switch to the hards.
Yeah, they've all gone on the mediums. So yeah, Martin's just gone through at the moment on the hards. Obviously, going to see if he can take them to the end. But
interesting, Noelad is pitting again on 7-lap-old mediums as the track goes green as well. So, ouch. Could not have happened
maybe
at worst time.
He got himself some damage when he did that off through the first chicane.
Yes, he is getting a front wing change. So, that is unfortunate. That is going to drop him down a bit. So, the funny thing is, right now the championship is a free car race. We've got Matt Chandler on 63 points, Andre on 52, and Noelad on 50. Noelad is in 11th. Andre was disqualified for that pit block earlier, along with Noxia and Bijabo, and Matt Chandler's out. So, I'm watching Furkan.
Chance to catch himself up, because in my opinion, this is his race to lose now.
I mean, if Brito can win this race for fastest lap, he'll be on 34 points. Furkan is only 24 points behind Noel and 26 behind Andre. So I'm going to be interested to watch Furkan.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if he can catch up with Graham, because they're both on the new mediums.
Yeah.
We've got about 2.5 second gap between them. I mean, you've got Chelsea and Keaton in between them at the moment, but it looks like Furkan's about to
make the move,
get past him on this straight.
Yeah.
He's got past him before the DRS activation zone. That's a nice little exit.
But now Trail is going to be on his wing.
Back here, though.
Yeah, I'm watching it, and nope, I think Trail is going to be sensible. No, he's coming up. Is he coming for the inside? Nope. Okay.
No,
that was sensible.
It's a good bit of driving from both of them.
Yeah, I think we're going to see now, because Furkan had caught up with Graham, hadn't he? Who was battling with Chappie.
But also Brian also caught up with that as well, because he's behind Chelsea and Kenyo now as well.
He's fallen off a bit. He's about a second behind now. I think he must have had a bad turn. As Trosinko locks up into turns 4 and 5, Brian is right on his back. As he gets off and accelerate there just a bit. I'm presuming obviously waiting for the DRS section, but Trail really struggling through turn 6. Coming out of turn 7, Brian is going to have DRS. Trail will not. With the ERS on overtake. This is going to be an ambitious move. Trail moves to the middle. To the inside for Brian.
He's got the move done before the corner.
Yep.
That's a nice bit of driving there.
That was,
Now Brian's going to get up the road to see if he can try to catch back up to Furkan.
Charles obviously on 11-lap-old mediums he started on. I think he pitted onto him on lap 1. He was one of the early pitters because of the... no, he's our only non-stopper so far.
They look like they're from the start, aren't they? He's not pitted at all yet.
Yep, you're correct.
So he's probably got a few more laps till they come in for the stop, so he'll be quick towards the end, but he'll be hoping for a safety car with about 5 or 6 laps to go, won't he?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, he's currently 16 seconds ahead of TS Alex in 8th, who has stopped twice. But when was he's got
that trail's just spun there.
Out of turn 2.
See a little donut before he gets back on the way.
So that's gonna. I reckon this will bring, when he does eventually pit. As things stand at the moment, we're going to be looking at about, I would say 12th. Again, he's going to be battling Gresco, even so.
It hasn't taken Brito to close up, taken him long to close up on Martin either. He's nearly within that 1 second gap.
Oh wow, yeah, Martin's
on 10-lap-old hards and Brito's on the fresh mediums, but
yeah,
I'm sure that gap was over 3 seconds before this lap started. So even though Brito feels quite comfortable in this race, he's still pushing.
Yeah, I think there's over a second difference in their lap times because they're coming through the shadowed section at 108 and 110, so there's well over a second. And we've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Doesn't look like any cars have come off, but Noelad might have lost a bit of time there running wide, I'm not sure. So let's get back to the battle for first. We've got JSC, I'm on board with him. Is he going to go for it? This is going to be close.
Oh,
does cut a bit, yeah, he did cut it.
Defending from Martin.
That was,
he's not giving Brito the easy pass, is he?
No, he's not. We've got a message from Ryan to Martin, his teammate in the AlphaTauri, holding up JFC. Go Ryan, go on Martin, sorry. So, yeah, wanting to get some valuable points for AlphaTauri, who are currently 8th in the constructors with 7 points. we've got Mercedes who are 10th with 2 and Red Bull with 4. Red Bull currently running 7th and 10th, so not going to pick up major points today. Wow, that was close.
That door was closed firmly on Brito's face. It's got up the inside now though, and
I knew there was going to be contact there. There was going to be contact there, and I knew it. I thought that's going to be too tight. As he comes back on the. Whoa! That was a Sebastian Vettel. That was a Sebastian Vettel moment. I thought that was going to be contact.
Right in the hands to Furcan and Graham.
And
now they're going to get up the road towards Martin.
Kremiger, our only non-stopper, has retired in. Where is he? Come between turns 6 and 7. I'm presuming.
The Lesmos.
Safety, the Lesmos, and it's brought out a safety car.
Safety car.
Another safety car.
That was Martin. Martin's ducked himself straight into the pits.
I am not surprised there. So Graham now going first. So let's have a look, and JFC also pitting. What do you think? What's he going to go on? I reckon the softs.
We've got 13 laps to go.
Yep.
The softs. They could do that.
Yeah, they will.
Softs, it's going to be,
got to remember, we're going to have 3 laps behind the safety car, aren't we?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he switched on to the softs. Is Chappie just coming in? Chappie has changed onto the hards. Do you think that might have been an error? Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's an error because I'm going to check. I think he was on the hards before. Let me have a look. Pit stops. No, so we've got, where are we looking? Chappie Cho. No, soft, medium, hard. I thought he was on the hards before as well, so I'm guessing he might have only had used softs and not thinking he can go to the end, and if he hasn't got a set of mediums, thinking hard's going to be the choice, but it's going to be interesting to see how he does.
Put Brito now as well. Brito's got down to 7th position.
Yep.
He's got, 4 sets of mediums in front, 5 sets of medium tyres in front of him, just Martin on some softs, so he's got to get past everyone cleanly and get himself to the front while trying to make the softs last to the end.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting.
Worth noting, we've got 3 drivers ahead of him as well with penalties. Gal 5504, 8 seconds worth. TS Alex in 4th has got 8 seconds worth, and Graham on PS has got 6 seconds of penalties.
6 seconds. I saw him get a 3. Must have. So that's just corner cutting. He's got them from, isn't it? So.
Yeah, I did see he got one just as Brito was spun, so he did get one then. I'm quite intrigued. How did Chappie Cho end up 2 places behind JFC when
Purdy has just got himself a penalty under the safety car?
What penalty was it? Oh, 3 seconds. Yeah, for corner cutting.
Cut in the corner, try and catch up the pack.
Didn't need to rush it.
The safety car stayed out as well. He didn't even need to do that.
No, I mean you're going to get at least 3 laps under a safety car, and this is lap 1. Is this lap 2? I think this is lap 2, isn't it, of the safety car?
Yeah. So, because the front runners didn't come into the pits, did they? So.
No, they didn't.
So we've just got Obliviate to catch up a 20-second gap now, which should be there by the end of this lap.
Yep. Oh! Chappie goes into the back of Nolad into turn 1, and he's got front wing damage. And sorry, my language, though, shit. The bad thing about that is going to be him and Nolad will get penalties. Obviously, hopefully Nolad will get reduced off of his finish time, but I'm now seeing a lot more penalties. We've got a lot more penalties here. I think that
Brito's got himself a 5-second penalty.
Okay,
so it's got to be all 4 cars must have been involved in that.
Yeah.
Even Gal as well. Gal's got himself an 8 seconds, so that could have been 5 cars that have come together in that first
corner. So Gal already had 8. Gal, before that incident, Gal, TS and Graham had penalties. Now obviously we've got 5 more drivers. Pergy with the
3 seconds.
Yep. And then 4 cars, including Trosinko, Chappie, Nolad and JFC, all picking up 5 seconds. I'm going to look at the incident report to see if that was what caused it.
It's looking like a...
Wow.
Martin could have a nice little run in here. He's on the soft tyres, he's got no penalties. 2 cars in front of him with penalties, so he's just going to have Furcan and Brian to worry about.
Exactly.
We've got the safety car who's coming in this lap, so
I'm going to
see how Graham gets everyone back underway.
I'm seeing here that Nolad collided with JFC. which led to Chappie colliding with Noel, and led to Trell colliding with Chappie. So it was definitely a string effect. Let's get on board with Graham.
Graham slowed down. We're going down the straight at 30 mile an hour.
Yes, and he drops it, and now he drops it. 5-second penalty for Furcam for a collision.
With Graham, they both got themselves a 5-second penalty. So that looks like it was Furcam's fault.
But, I mean, the thing is, 39 mile an hour down the back straight. Can you really say that?
Slow.
Yeah. I mean, they've pulled out a good gap
right
already.
And
they've already got 1.7 seconds over Brian.
Trell's got himself a 5 second for speed in the pit lane.
Yep. Something must have happened to him that we didn't see. I'm guessing it was that collision. Yeah, it was when he went into the back of Nolad. He outbroke himself, and then the penalty for speeding. Ouch.
Well, Galvis lost himself 2 positions there. Martin's dropped behind Brito already. And they're very close there in the corner entry.
This is going to be a very interesting 11 laps of racing that we're going to have. Whoa! JFC taking a very aggressive line there through turn 7, but didn't make the move complete on his teammate TS Alex. We've now got Martin. He must be getting purple DRS there. Wow, alongside.
He's cut the corner there though.
That was ambitious. He must be. Oh, Alex has spun. Alex is out of the race. TS Alex is out of the race. He's lost it out of Ascari. So that promotes JFC.
Are we going to have a virtual safety car or?
I don't think so.
It looks like he's off the track. He's not in a dangerous position there. So it looks like we're just going under yellows and carry on.
Exactly. So JFC now up to 4. So Brian, all he's got to do, I mean, he's out of the DRS range of Furcam, but that lap, they held the same speed. They did hold the same speed in terms of how fast they, in terms of lap times. Cause I remember when the lap they restarted, he was 1.6 behind. So, with 9 laps to go, Graham needs to pull out 11 seconds over Brian, who has no penalties currently, and Furcam needs to pull out another 4. This could be interesting. I don't know why I'm kind of fancying all teams win here if Brian can keep it with Graham and Furcam. Has DRS been activated yet?
You can't like Brito or Fiver because Brito's closed in very quickly on Brian, and he's going to have to pull 5 seconds away from him, but he has got 10 laps to do it, and he is on the softer of the compounds.
But he's then also got to catch up Furcam and pass Furcam, and Furcam is very difficult to pass. But
Furcam's dropping off of Graham at the moment, and Brian's catching Furcam slightly. So Brito's got himself a 3-second penalty.
As did Furcam. They've both picked up 3-second penalties coming out of Ascari.
This is looking very good for Brian at the moment.
Yes, exactly. And Brian, what tyres are they all running? Let's have a look.
As DRS has been enabled again.
Yep. So yeah, we've got JFC and Martin on the softer compounds. Brian, Furcam and Graham all pitted 7 laps ago onto the mediums.
And Brian's closed right up to Furcam as well.
Just in time for DRS. But yeah, he's lost it there. He's going to have to work very hard to keep in DRS range here with Furcam. We've got JFC right on his tail as well, so is he going to be principally defending? So 9/10 of a second, it is creeping up. He's going to get DRS, yep, he's going to have DRS through the back straight up to Ascari. I stand corrected, he doesn't. I must have had the DRS activation point wrong. Yeah, it's halfway down the straight. I thought it was just before turn 6, my bad. But he is closing. Whoa.
Brito had a quick look there as well, didn't he?
I'm going to get on board with Brito actually, because he is that close to Brian. We could still see Furcam, so I didn't actually catch that on the camera though. So
Brian's burnt a lot of ERS keeping ahead there. He got himself all the way down to 6%.
But I think he wanted to have DRS, didn't he? Brito's only got 26 as it is.
Graham's had a bad lap there as well, because Furcam's caught right up again.
So we've got a bit of a DRS train here going on for the top 4. Brito is having a look at the inside, but did not go for it. that looked like another corner cut for me. As Brian loses it! Brian loses it out of turn
Brian.
2. Unlucky, that was unfortunate.
So
Brian.
that puts Martin in good position. On the soft tyres, no penalties.
Yes, it does. You're right about that.
He's only
Brian,
just over 3 seconds behind the leader.
yeah, 3.3 seconds. So right now,
Keep it clean, and that'll be a victory for him.
So that will make Ryan happy. Obviously, he was cheering on Martin for the win, and as long as Martin can keep it clean these next 7, 8 laps, he's gonna.
Because these guys are in front of battling as well. He's going to keep closing up as long as he keeps clean.
Exactly. Because
someone that's gone under the radar as well is Obliviate. He was well down the pack earlier on in the race. He's kept his head down, kept himself without any penalties, and he's closed in a little bit now on the front 4.
Yeah, he had an incident in turn 1, didn't he, which caused him to pit, I believe. And let's just double check that actually. Pit stops. He's had 3 pit stops, so yeah, he's definitely made his pits work to him. 3 pit stops.
His tyres, the last 2 or 3 laps, his tyres are going to be in the best condition of the whole pack.
Is he running on mediums?
He's running mediums that are 5 laps old, the same age as Brito's and Martin's, but obviously they're on the softs, which will probably start dying out around lap 25, 26.
Yeah, he's kept it clean. I mean, the thing is, obviously it was a crazy restart. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2 that'll be no allowed. Yep, okay.
I think it looks like he just put that in the wall.
And we're going to get to see it in a moment, aren't we? Because the cars are going to come in around. So 20 drivers started the race, down to 11. 10 get points.
And Graham must have had an incident because Furkan's in the lead.
Yes, I didn't notice.
Brito's right on the back of Graham as well now.
And when we're looking at penalties, yeah, Graham has got 3 seconds more than both of them, so...
And Martin's only half a second off Brito as well now.
Yeah.
He took right up. He's doing everything he needs to win this race.
He's just got to keep it clean for 6 more laps. And then it's his. So it'll be the first win for AlphaTauri of the season, and will really help their constructors total.
Brito's got the move done early on Graham there.
Yep. Going to get on Brito already pulling away, getting close to Furkan. I think this is going to be the battle for second. We've got 6 seconds.
Martin's made a move on Graham. Graham's gone off the track.
Oh, that was.
And they come together.
Yeah. And that's given Oblivion the chance to catch up as well. He's only going to be a couple of seconds behind. So Graham picks up another 3-second time penalty. He is really going to feel this. I see Graham slipping down easily to 8th currently with his penalties. Otherwise, only 7th and 8th have got 3-second penalties. Everyone else behind him is clear. So, what do you reckon? So we've now got 5.5 seconds between first and 4th Martin. He's got 2.5 seconds leeway right now as Furkan and JFC battle for.
See JFC, once he gets past, he's going to have some serious pace in the clear air.
Yeah.
So all Martin needs to do is make sure he needs to get past Graham, because Graham's going to be slowing him down now with those tyres.
Yeah.
Obviously, he tried that on the last lap. I think it was a little bit of a lunge as well, because he was away back before that corner. I didn't quite catch it, but he needs to get past Graham to keep his chance of winning the race.
Definitely. And Obliviate is 7 seconds behind Furkan in first. I'm watching on board with JFC. Down the inside. Oh,
they touch a little bit.
Yeah,
there.
I think there was a little bit of a. He thought he had the move done, was going to move towards the racing line, but he did not have the move done completely.
Martin's got up the inside of Graham as well, and that's a lot cleaner this time.
Good. So that's Martin up to third. You're going to have Obliviate soon in the DRS of his teammate, I reckon. On the
Graham's got himself 14 seconds of penalty, so yeah, I can see him dropping right down to 8th at the moment.
Easily. I mean, obviously, I think it will be 8th based on. He's got, well, actually saying now, he's got 11 seconds. He needs to catch up and or to be ahead of 8th, because obviously they have 3-second penalties. Right now, he's running, I'd say, 13 seconds ahead of 8th, so he just might get 7th, maybe 6th, but he's going to have to push for it. he's going to have to use this DRS. He's completely out of ERS. So let's see. JFC pulling away from Burkhan now, already 1.3 seconds up on the Alfa Romeo.
And Martin's kept himself within that 8 seconds. He's got 5.7 gap, so he's got just over 2 seconds to play with there. Obviously on the same tyres as Brito, but Brito's in the clear air, so.
But so's Martin.
Oh.
We've got a move, Obliviate down the outside, around the outside of Graham. I'm watching it on board with Martin.
Side by side, this is nice fair driving.
Yep, Martin's got it at the moment. Graham, sorry, has it at the moment. Is there going to be contact? They are wheel to wheel here, coming through turn 3.
They've both got no ERS left. They're going out at hammering time.
And Obliviate on the inside. Is Graham going to yield? Yep, he does. Lets his teammate through. Sensible move.
I'd say that's quite smart for the constructors, because you want Obliviate to
catch up to Martin.
Up the road now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're going to be on what is it? Something like 8 lap old tyres, so those softs are going to start feeling it a bit. And Obliviate's only got 2.7 seconds behind. Obviously, Graham has got 14 seconds penalty, so he might be on track battling, but he's not battling these guys at all. So.
Be interested to see if Brito maybe goes for the fastest lap as well. He's only 2/10 off the fastest lap at the moment, but obviously he is now running the 8 lap old softs, so see if he can improve in his 1:22.9.
Martin is actually faster than JFC by 4 thousandths. But do they have enough in it? Martin is having to fuel save. He's got a yellow warning light on for fuel. Out of ERS, JFC, well, he's got 33%, but he is going to be feeling the tyre wear. He is going to be feeling it by now.
Yeah, see, JFC, Brito, has got 5.2 laps worth of fuel left in his car, whereas Martin's only got 2.7, and we've got 3, well, this lap and 2 more to go, so yeah, Martin's got to conserve, and Brito can run rich to the end.
Exactly.
And the gap's currently at 6.1 seconds, so...
No,
Brito's
it's at 7.8. It's at 7.8. Because you got a 1.7 gap to Burkhan and then a 6.2 second gap. So it's actually over 8 seconds now. JFC does have the race lead. Wait, no, I'm looking, sorry. Mine was showing leader difference, not interval difference. My apologies.
Okay.
Sorry about that
the way
question.
it's going, you won't be far off, because it's now up to 6.4 seconds, 6.5 seconds.
Exactly.
Every corner at the moment, Brito's pulling away.
As Brian picks up his first time penalty. So coming into the penultimate
as well has caught up. So it's only 1.7 the gap now between him and Martin, so he's going to be pushing for that podium position. He's actually nearly within the 8 seconds of Brito as well, so if he gets past Martin and stays within the 8 seconds, we could have a win here for the Racing Point.
Yeah, he's currently 8.6 behind Brito, so he's got a little bit of gaining to do, but like you said, the softs will be starting to fall off now. I'm going to compare their first Sector 2 times actually. I wanted to compare Sector 1, but JFC didn't show up, so let's see what they're doing for Sector 1 and 2, because they're both in clear air, aren't they? And neither of them have got drivers around them.
Obliviate's currently, he's closing in on Martin, but he's got about a 1.8 second gap on him at the moment. And
he needs to, I think he needs to give it everything to try and get in the DRS range for the last lap. He's got to give it all. I mean, he's got a lot.
He got it down to 8.2 seconds, but the gap's up to 8.9 now to the leader. So I think Brito's had a message over the radio that he needs to put his foot down again, and he's done that. Worth
noting, Brito is second up on this lap compared to Obliviate. Yeah, so I just compared their Sector 2 times. We had a 52.5 and a 53.4 in favour of JFC. So this is going to be tight.
Brito's coming on to his last lap now, and Martin is currently 7.5 seconds behind. This has got to be a special lap here from Martin if he wants to race win.
Yes. So I'm not seeing any on track battles, so we're going to stick with this one. I'm on board with JFC for the last lap. He needs 2 temps.
Martin's missed his braking point in turn 1. He's slow out.
Let's see.
He's running out of ERS as well.
Yeah, JFC has 8% left, and currently oh no, sorry, I'm on Furkan now. He has 17% left, and it's 7.889 seconds. Martin closing up a bit.
Oh, Martin's lost it. No.
So now
he's kept himself on the track, but Obliviate's now going to have the DRS on him.
Yes, and he's got 35% ERS. We've got to watch this battle.
Slide out the corner, and the DRS is wide open.
Yep.
3/10 Martin's defending. He's keeping the inside line. Is Obliviate going to send it around the outside? He's got alongside him. Martin's giving himself a penalty trying to defend it.
I thought he was going to lose it there.
The Obliviate just needs to keep behind him now, and
exactly.
He doesn't need to attack him here. There's no point.
As we see JFC Brito cross the line, he is going to take the win. Obliviate gets past Martin anyway, but
it looks like Martin actually let off there to let him pass.
I think he's in low fuel mode. The speed is coming through. Yeah. So JFC Brito is our race winner.
And Furkan keeps second.
Yep, Furkan takes second by the smallest of margins. 1.2 seconds. So he had Martin not have lost it in that last sector, I think he would have had second. So unfortunate there for Martin running out of fuel. That is the risk you take when you fuel save though. Even with 2 safety cars, you couldn't save enough. So that was unfortunate, but that is the way it goes sometimes. So well done to our podium drivers. Martin still picking up driver of the day now. I think he gained some of that 10 positions.
Unfortunately didn't manage to keep it together at the end there, because he actually started to get back in within the 8 seconds of Brito. So that could have been him on the top step, and now he finds himself not even on the podium.
Exactly. And yeah, I mean, he did a great job to come from 13th to 4th. So some very valuable points there.
Great drive from Obliviate as well after the start to the race he had.
Yes, exactly. Corner one
kept his head
takeout.
down, kept himself penalty free, and worked his way back up through the field.
Exactly. There weren't many drivers today who were penalty free, just himself and Chappie Cho. Well, I mean, technically, I know Chappie Cho picked up penalties, but then served them in the pits. So, yeah, that is our race. So JFC Brito takes first position in the McLaren. Furkan Alpine really closing the gap on the leaders now with the 18 points he's gained, and no of the other leaders picking up any points today. Obliviate, a reserve in the Racing Point, fantastic drive to third position. Martin in 4th.
Yeah, good points all for Racing Point there.
Exactly.
2 point scores.
Yeah, Graham has won in 7th, yeah, so that's going to be very nice for them. It will get them much closer to Alfa Romeo.
Both Ferrari scored some points in there as well. Pergy managed to get himself 6th position, kept his penalties low, which helped him there.
Yes.
Graham was quite unfortunate, because he did have some pace, but he picked up way too many penalties.
Exactly, 14 seconds worth.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise he would have been 4th. Without those penalties, he would have been 4th. But that is the end of our streaming tonight, mate. So I'm going to say to the rest of the people who are watching, thank you so much for tuning in today. This is Pete W, and helped by Mitch. Mitch, it has been an absolute honour and pleasure to commentate.
I loved it, mate. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and you're welcome back anytime you want to. So yeah, if you ever fancy it again, let me know. This has been the round 4 of Division 2 for the Delta Pace Racing League. This is Peter and Mitch signing out. Thanks very much, guys, and have a great evening. Drive safe and take care.
Thank you.
Bye.